Chairman Jonathan Francis, Pat Klein, Peter, and Jake Lambert joining us. Tonight we also only have one agenda item A1, which is RFP 5167 for technical services for the APSB Technology Department, and that'll be presented by Mr. Jake Brignac. But before we get to that, Mr. J, I got a comment card, and we would like to let Mr. Casey Weber come up and have his 3 minutes. Got to spare us for him or the podium. I'm sorry. There we go. Podium right there, Mr. Casey.
Thank you. The Casey Weber, 11619 Eco Road in San Juan, and managing partner for VeraPro 1733A North Airline Highway Agent Analyst. So thank you for the opportunity to talk today. We have been your partner in technology since 2013, and we could not be more proud of the relationships that we formed with you, the success that we've had with you, and ongoing commitment to student and teacher support that we have in the classroom, especially when it comes to technology in the classroom. Over the past 12 years, we have formed some amazing relationships with teachers, administrators, technology department, the maintenance department, and so many others in APSB. And those relationships have really allowed us to act as one team, to operate with one shared vision, one shared set of goals, and working towards one success. They've carried us through some tough times. I can think of hurricanes, floods, the pandemic, technology changes, all those things that we've really seen a lot of success, and we really think that the relationship and the one team mentality is just crucial to that. We know that that's what will carry us forward in the future to success. On a personal note, as both a resident of Ascension Parish and a proud parent of 3 APSB students, it's humbling to be a part of the journey with APSB. Through an ever-changing landscape of technology, what it looks like today and what it's going to look like in the future. I think we all understand together that as long as technology is implemented correctly and supported correctly, that it can be a real tool. It can definitely enable effective teaching by teachers and effective learning by students, and that's our goal together, is to make sure that happens. When we hear Ascension Parish Board #1 in the state of Louisiana, it's like, wow, I take a lot of personal pride in that, and I think every VeraPro employee takes a lot of pride in that, knowing that you contributed in some way to the success of this amazing organization. And I would just like to say, we know that schools are the foundation of this parish today. We know that the schools are fueling the growth of this parish. That's why I moved here. I want to make kids in these schools. And we know that right now, APSB is educating, informing the future of this parish, and on top of that, our future workforce. So we're very proud to have a partnership with you. We're very thankful for the business that we've had in the past and the partnership we've had in the past. I'd like to thank all of you for your past support of both VeraPro and those technologies in addition. And I'd like to ask for your continued support, especially as the RFP is discussed. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. J.
Good afternoon. Today I bring forward the RFP 5167 and our recommendation. I would like to go through, just so everybody know, our timeline. So our timeline, we actually began probably 1.5 years ago on writing the specs for this. Then we joined with CSRS to make the official RFP document. We had a 17 committee. Our chairman actually was Mr. Darby Lambert. He is a non-voting member, or unless there's a tie, he would break that tie. So there were 6 other members of the voting committee. 1/3 of that voting committee were not technology employees. We actually had a librarian and someone from operations on this committee. We had a pre-proposal conference. That was a mandatory conference that they attended. We had a deadline for any kind of written inquiries. We issued 2 addendums. We received 2 proposals. Then we kicked off the first committee meeting to discuss the proposals. We did an initial scoring of the written proposals. Then we had oral presentations. And then we sent the oral presentation scores to CSRS for final scoring and our tabulations. And then now we're here today. So just to kind of give a little background, as you heard from Casey, VeraPro's been with us for 13 years. Our anticipated 4-year contract value is roughly 2.5 million per year. And that's going to depend a little bit on any additional services that could be needed. So it could be a plus or minus if fewer services are needed for support. We have a little project description. The intent of this RFP is to seek proposals from qualified IT professionals. And to offer the comprehensive IT support services for our district. So we had 2 submissions. And then we gave both submitters the opportunity for oral presentations. Just give a little background again here, over the last several years, here's our budgeted versus our actual on our technical services. So 2025, 2026 is 2.6 million is what we have budgeted. Here is the scope of the project. We gave staffing requirements and our expectations. What the work week looks like. Like any kind of additional work weeks. We talked and discussed about our involvement in the staffing approval of who we would be getting to fit our needs. The flexibility in staffing, do I need somebody extra this week? Did someone leave and we got to fill in? So what kind of flexibility is there? Adapting that staffing level, as I mentioned, plus and minus, going up and down as needed. What that process for adjustments looks like. Compliance with APSB standards and policies. High level service availability, our holiday schedule compliance, testing schedule compliance. Exceptions for specific projects, overtime funding and field management, continuous improvement, enhanced educational technology, security and data protection. So these were kind of our layouts in the RFP itself that went into great detail of what we were looking for. So the first part we did was we scored the written proposal scores. We went through each individually and scored each vendor. And that's what's showing here. We gave points up to each category had sometimes 5 or 10 points, depending on what the section of the scoreboard was, for a total points worth of 100 per evaluator, right? So each category would all total to 100 points. And we just showed you a rank of what their written proposals went, what the total of the average possible points that each vendor received, the total points they received, and where they ranked on the written. Then we moved on June 24th to the oral presentations, and then on this oral presentations, the committee members voted 6-0 for VeraPro as the winner of the RFP, or our recommendation for the RFP. And that's represented here. So in the oral presentation scoring, the way that was described is, since there's only 2 vendors during the oral presentations, the winner would get 5 and the second place would get 4. So everyone listed VeraPro as their number 1. And that's where we're at today, is that our recommendation is for Veripro or RFP 5167. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Burchett.
Roughly how many Veripro technicians we have on our campus every day?
So we employ about 26 Veripro full-time, an additional 24 for what I call seasonal. From May, June, and July, when we get in over, they help service and clean all of our 3K through 12 devices. So we typically average between 10 and 12,000 on actual breakages and servicing of those. But they're also responsible for wiping down and re-imaging and setting up for the next school year, all 24,000 devices, whether it's our Chromebooks or our Windows devices.
With staffing being obviously an issue just across all industries, do y'all have any issues over the summer trying to obtain those additional employees? Or does Veripro have any issues?
I don't think they had any issues. We actually have a waiting list. We work well with some of our teachers in our schools. And as part of our programs, whether it's internship, where actually some students are earning college credit and are getting paid. Or, I'm sorry, high school credit and getting paid for that. So we work closely on, but we're a work-ready community member, right? So we are using that opportunity for our students, and a lot of those seasonal workers or our actual high school.
Thank you.
Any other committee members have any questions? I do have a question. If security was a line item for this, do you think Veripro would score the 10 in their aspect of? Because security is always huge for every school district, and just want to make sure that our partners that we're with, they take security as serious as we do.
They absolutely take security just as vital. In fact, part of their company is a security system company. They actually are also, we don't really have any business in that realm with them,
Okay.
but they are so they do prioritize data and security.
That's what I'm Any other board questions? Mr. Lambert.
Yeah, Jay and Darby, I want to say I appreciate all the effort that goes into this. I think a lot of people don't realize how much time and the level of details you guys have to get into to develop these scopes and really distill it down into the RFP process is pretty rigorous of how the requirements of how it has to go out to the public. Just want to say thank you to you and the selection committee, because it takes a lot of effort for those folks to set time aside to participate in this process. With that said, I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the unanimous recommendation of the selection committee and put move forward with Veripro on the next consent agenda. With that motion forward.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? Mr. Klein, Peter seconds. Do we have any opposition? Hearing no, so move. Next item on the agenda, do we have any closing board comments? Your motion?
Make a motion, then. Second.
And so, meeting adjourned.